Hey guys, welcome back in. Gonna continue this abandoned playthrough. Now I did get online last night for a little bit, and I did clean up my inventory, so I've got that somewhat situated. And refined off some runaway mold, and I believe I did some copper as well. I'll take a quick look at that. Now in this system, there's an activated copper planet that I haven't been able to find a deposit of yet. It just dawned on me that I never actually scanned like for hotspots or anything, but I think I'll head over there and see if I can find a deposit to use. And if that doesn't work out, I do want to put together a little paraffinium farm as well. But just take a quick look at what I did here. Alright, so I do have some stuff that I still have to run off. So when I transfer things to my storage containers, it should pop in here unless I already have it in another storage container. Kind of like if I take this magnetized sphere. Oh, I can't do that. Bring that over here. If I go over here and storage container, it shouldn't go in here. It should go directly into my ferrite one. So, and it'll work the same way. Like if you have a freighter, you can do the same thing. And I've got my, my copper and oxygen up here. Now I'll have to go through and rename these and color code them, but my different metals, my minerals, my gases. 6 is empty right now. That's going to be for plants or crafted items. I mean, things will move around a little bit. And this is kind of like a stuff to sell bin. And number 8, this is like all the crafted stuff. Then like inverted mirrors and stuff like that too. And then this is all upgrade type stuff and kind of like oddball stuff. So that's how I just lay that stuff out. Before I get too carried away though, I want to empty this out. So I'll just put that directly in storage. I want to make sure I get my plants. But eventually, I don't think I'm going to do like a stasis device farm or anything on this save. I might eventually if I decide to keep it around, but I don't plan on doing a lot with plants. I might do like a liquid explosive farm and a living glass farm eventually, just to get money. Those can be pretty big bases when they get going. I need some other plants to harvest too. Outside of that, I think I'm going to. I don't really need oxygen or rusted metal right now. I can always get to that later. If I remember right, I think that planet's actually kind of far away. Activated copper, okay. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna use this. I'm just gonna go to the space station. I think it's closer. That way I'm not burning up a bunch of pyrite. Just warp up here and then go down to the planet. I think it was almost like a minute away, so. Yeah, it dawned on me that I was just looking for deposits in my visor, but I wasn't scanning for any hotspots, so we'll see if I can actually locate some. Planet should be marked. here somewhere. Well, of course, it's behind me. No, it isn't. Where the heck? Why am I not seeing this? I don't even see a marker for it. Well, this is weird. Oh. See, that's not telling me magnetized ferrite. Oh, activated copper. So that's probably why I can't freaking find it. Alright, well. Next thing on the drawing board then. I have that blue... a blue planet here. Wait, is that the one? No, I have a nice, I think it's a rainy planet that I wanted to use for, yeah, this one. Yeah, a blue planet that I wanted to use for paraffinium. And if I can get silver there too, it'd be nice. I still need to get activated copper though for my ship. I can't install anything in this friggin' thing. What I want to do is I want to actually go to a side that's actually lit up. Down here somewhere. I remember, I think this is a bioluminescent planet. Yep, those little mushrooms. This is a fairly flat planet, and I never got any drop pods over here either, so might be able to do a little bit of that as well. You know, I'm just gonna land here. See if I can find some paraffinium deposits. Paraffinium's the main thing I'm looking for. Silver is like a secondary item. Copper. Alright. Back over here. I will use that waypoint. So hopefully that'll send me to a minor settlement. Unless I already have something marked here, but I don't think I did. Alright. Head right over to that minor settlement. Refill this before I forget.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, I don't have too much time to jump on this morning, so I want to see if I can get a couple little things done like this. So with paraffinium, I'll probably just find just grab the first thing I find. If there's silver around it, it would be nice, but not like a critical thing. I do like to try to use established buildings when I can. I don't have to worry about my thrusters or anything like that. Plus it gives me... Oh, I think I had a bunch of runaway mold sitting in my refiners back at the base. I don't think I ever took it out. I do need to try to find a sodium deposit as well. Right now I've just been kind of expanding my sodium supply with oxygen. Alright, got a B class. Nothing too enticing. I want to make sure I use this terminal too. At least those give quite a few nanites. And so it's always worth interacting with those. Alright, let's see if there's anything to buy in here. Got a little bit of pyrite. Take that. I'll grab some of that too, because I know I'm gonna need it. Just toss it in my ship for now. Alright. See what this is. I'm actually at the point now that I can just use oxygen for my life support. So I might start doing that. Alright, what do we have? We have copper again. I'll go over and see what this building is. Make sure to check these out. Whoops. Sorry, just had to respond to a text. Let's see here, don't need that. Is that for my exosuit? Alright, good. Alright, that will help out. Get over here. I might be able to get a ship. See what this is. What do I have? And make sure I take this extra thing here. Alright, and I'll scan for... I want to go in the opposite direction where that other hotspot was. Alright. That was how far away? I'll head over this way. Oh, I don't think I hit that. Alright. I could probably get nitrogen here as well, but again, that's not a priority. These planets are pretty cool at nighttime, with the grass on them. At least this one has nice mellow weather too. Does this planet only have copper on it? Gonna head towards that hot spot, the electric hot spot. Actually, let's see, there was a gas here. So I'll head in that direction. Because a lot of times you can find another hot spot, like, you know, 300 to 500 units away from one. You know, even though it's a different type. You know, like I'm looking for a gas right now, and I honestly don't care which one it is, but it kind of gives me a reference point of where the next mineral will be. So it's oxygen. I'm gonna continue to go in that same direction. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just do a big loop, like within 1,000 units of something. Do a big loop and see what I can find. I will grab the star bramble though. I'm gonna need that. I haven't started growing any of that stuff yet. I can also convert this into, I believe I can convert this into paraffinium if I need to. But again, I'm trying not to do that until I at least have some of these growing. Alright, so we got some of that now. Heading this way. Should get something to pop up. Alright, put something over here. A lot of times it will be pretty close to being straight ahead when it runs out. It might be off a little bit to the left or right, but it's normally pretty close. This might be a large hotspot, judging by how far away it's pinging. Oh, it's still going. How much of this do I have? Grab some more of this. Good sized deposit of this. Yeah, just when you think you got them all, you notice there's another one there. Get back on track here. Alright, this way. That's some paraffinium right there. Actually, get this stuff out of my backpack. That'll work in there for now. Grab some of this while I'm here. So I got a little bit extra. I'd had a couple small stacks in my storage containers, but it's still only like maybe 500 or so paraffinium, so some of this. I think I'm gonna need around 600 or so to fix all the stuff I need. But I do want to have a backup. That's why I'm looking for the deposit. I'm not worried about getting like all of it either, so. Yeah, there's a lot of the, like there's either 3 or 4 things of paraffinium I need, and I think there are 150 apiece, so. Try to stack up on some of it, and that's going to be about it. Just use the flattening tool to get some extra silicate powder. So I can keep my manipulator full. Alright, so get some there. Refill that.
Technology recharge.
Just throw that away. Alright, so at least I got a little bit of paraffinium in here now. Okay. Let's see what this is. Head over towards that gas and see what that one is. A lot of times I'll just switch between the two, mainly so I kind of zigzag around a little. The way things are going right now, this is probably going to be an oxygen hotspot. But if it is Nitro, then I might end up using it. Let's see here. Okay, so there is Nitro here, so I am gonna toss that down. Give myself a save point. I do have electric straight ahead, so I'm gonna head for that electric. And hopefully I can find paraffinium on the other side of that electric. Alright, so that's the electric. Now what I want to do is I don't want to go back the way I just came. So that was that last copper, so I want to head in this direction and hopefully get a mineral to show back up now. I'm already 300 units away from that other one, so head in the opposite direction. Eventually, that discovered screen will go away. Okay. Okay, got a hotspot this way. We'll see what this one's gonna be. Hopefully not copper. Alright, straight ahead, 300 units. Looks like it's going to be a B class. Okay, we got paraffinium. So, drop down one of these. That's the main thing I was looking for. What I do want to do is look behind me. That electric is going to be too far away. And that other deposit is way too far away. So, save here. What I do want to kind of look for, there is a gas here. I should probably have electric here, somewhat close too. Just bring my ship in here. Head for that gas. See if maybe that might be nitrogen. I could make this work, but I don't want to stretch my boundaries too far. And worst comes to worst, I'd rather set up, 2 or 3 different farms on one planet than to, end up spending, 3 hours building a material base, when I can build 3 small bases, in an hour. It costs more resources, but kind of a pain. Unless you want to build something nice, but... Alright, you got oxygen. The one thing I don't want. Doing that and, adding in copper. I'm actually going to head to the opposite side. See if anything pops up over there. Ooh. I need to jump out of here for a second. Okay, so I want to head off to the left side now. I had to jump out for a minute and take a phone call, so missed the sunset. Head over this way. Get the hotspot showing. Trying to see where that last one was that I had. Alright, so it shouldn't be interfering because it's far enough away. So, over this way. Alright, we're right ahead. I'm hoping that this one will be silver. If it is silver, then I can get both of those checked off the list. Because I'd like to try to have a small farm with everything, you know. That way I don't have to rely on trade terminals or anything. And there's no NPCs to buy stuff from, so pretty much you're just stuck with trade terminals or find it in resources. Alright, what do we have? Oh, we got another paraffinium. And we have electric here as well. Alright, what I'm gonna do is bring my ship in. I'll use that as a marker. I don't want to be leaving beacons everywhere because that's I believe that's my third beacon on this planet. You can only have 5. So I'll head over, see what this gas is. And it's like, I don't care that's only a C class, whereas the other one's B class. I really don't care how long it takes to refill them, because I'm not going to be looting them multiple times a day. If I can trade that for another resource, it wouldn't be bad. Okay, so we got Nitro here as well. Grab this. And salvage data. Alright, so I do have Nitro here. There is electric over by my ship, wherever that is. Okay, so pretty much 300 units. Let's see. I'm gonna head this way a little bit. Try to make like a big triangle. I need to recharge this though.
Technology recharge.
Over this way. Hopefully that resets soon. This thing's getting to be too far away. It's going to be like 400 units away when this thing resets. Okay, the direction over that way. I have a feeling this is going to be too far. Okay. So how far away is my ship? 600? Oh boy. 700. Alright, let's go see what this resource is. I really wanted silver. See, this is why trying to make a stasis device farm is such a pain. Because sometimes you have to use multiple planets when you're getting your resources. You'll always find everything you need on one planet, but just trying to find all the right hotspots makes things really difficult. Alright, what do we have? I got silver, alright. How far? We got curious deposits here too. Ooh. Alright, so it's 1,000 units. That's 1,000 units. Okay. Try to make one of these. Good. And I'm just going to make that white. It'll stand out more. Alright, so I'm going to tag a curious deposit. See what that looks like. Never hurts to have some extra curious deposits. Just a small batch. Yeah, it's really not worth incorporating. Alright. So what I want to do, find my ship. Okay, that's 800 units. Yeah, I want to minimize how far I have to stretch and what I have to stretch. So what I'm going to end up doing, alright, that's 1,000 units. 800. I'm going to try to, you know, in between the paraffinium and the nitrogen is where I want to put my base. That way I only have to stretch, hopefully, to the silver. Hopefully that's the only one I have to expand to. So what I want to do is get about 300 units from both of those. Before I put down my base computer. Alright, getting there. And there is an electric. Okay, and that actually will work out good. I thought the electric was on the other side. I think no matter what, this thing never lines up right. There we go. Alright, so I'll have that. So, yeah, pretty much 300 there. And my gas. So I want to head towards that gas now. I don't mind stretching a little bit, but I don't want to do several hundred units. Make my way there. Alright, so right around here. You know, it's a little bit of a stretch, but not bad. 200 units. Could actually, how far away is that silver? Okay, that's 800 units, so that means I have to stretch 500 units. Which I'm not worried about. I'm just looking for kind of a flat area now, so I think somewhere over in here will work. I just want to make sure it's not too far. Alright, 750 pretty much. Alright, so I'll have to stretch a little bit to that. And my ship, 300 units, so that's good. And my electric, which is around here somewhere. Electric's nice and close, so I think this spot will work fine. Drop a base computer. Alright. That's done. And I'm going to want to build a storage container. If I go the right thing here. And I'm going to be using, I don't have how I took my magnetized ferrite out. I get pure ferrite instead. My ship has it though. No, it doesn't. Alright. Well, looks like I'm making some magnetized ferrite. How much do I need? I'm gonna need 70 pure. Actually, put that whole thing right in there. Let's make up a bunch of it. Because I'm actually gonna need 2 different storage containers. But we can just do one at a time. I'm gonna have to use a bunch of walls to expand my my diameter. So I might as well just use copper or use carbon for that. I don't know why I keep saying copper. Like I try to always stay in the system when I expand my base like that. Sometimes things can get wonky. Alright, so should be able to build that now. I'll build the ferrite one first. I know I'm gonna need a stack of each. And then have a little bit extra too. So, storage container. I might as well grab some of this too. I can't do anything with my ship. The magnetize is a lot easier to deal with, because I can always easily make pure ferrite with it. And I do want to grab some regular ferrite dust too, though. So I have a stack of that. And actually, I will grab a stack of pure ferrite as well. I need a little bit of that for my enclosure. And get rid of that one. bring in my carbon one. Just bring over a bunch of carbon. How many walls will that give me? 62. That should be enough. I'll leave that storage container here though. So what I want to do is find that hot spot. Alrighty. Head off in that direction. Should run out of room here shortly. I never took account of how much space there was. Alright, there we go. I'm just gonna grab a wall and walk towards that until I can't build. Alright. What I do with my perimeter wall, like where I start stretching, for myself, I do it just so I know. I do too high, just so I know that's, you know, where I started. And what I'll do is just keep building out towards that. And I always put the 2 on the side just to make the bubble a little bit bigger. And just work my way right out to it. And like, I overdo it on the walls doing this, but I've had very few hiccups in this process by doing it this way. So I'd rather just play it safe than to have to, you know, redo things. Just head out here. That's my middle wall. And I always try to remember to build from where my middle wall is, because that way I can see where the marker is. And I always try to go kind of low and high, because what I might do is put like pipe or something in this hole, and I want to make sure it'll maintain the connection. You know, anytime I have an elevation change, sometimes if it's not within that building bubble, it'll disconnect on you. Still build another 40 walls, so I don't have to be too careful now. Because sometimes when you pull your pipe, sometimes you try to put it in a ditch or something so it's not visible. So you want to kind of have a large building area. Don't know really what, let's say, wording wise, like if your elevation is off a little bit, it doesn't want you to build there, so it'll still show up that it's built, but it won't actually be, let in stuff through the pipeline, I guess. Trying to think of a intelligent way to say it, but that did not sound intelligent at all. Yeah, it'll say it's connected, but it's not actually functioning. So, alright, so now that we're here, alright, so this deposit's actually over here somewhere. What I'm gonna do is, this tree is in my way. I'll take care of that in a second. See if I can get a decent density on this. What I'm going to do is actually move a couple of these floors. Alright, I think that will work fine. I'll toggle over to my pipe, right between my legs, move my character, and switch over to the wire. And hopefully, okay, I can build one. Let's see, I hopefully brought enough metal with me. Alright, 59% works fine. So, get rid of that. All these floors. And actually drop this down one. And that way it's down in the ground. Alright, I can build one of those, so just glitch it right on that. Oh, I even got it going the right way. Half the time it's flipped backwards. Just double check it, 59% density, so that should be all set. Just do a quick save. And I'll just leave all my walls in place until I figure out my silos and power and all that good stuff. So head back down. And can I build a... Okay, I can build one of these. I'm gonna need... Well, that is an S-Class electric, so I should be able to get around 300 units out of it. So, look for that so that I can just toss one of those in place. I'll head over there. I shouldn't have to do any stretching for this one. I think it was only like 150 units away from the base, so... I'm gonna need 150 for the extractors. I believe 20 for the building. I think those are 20. Can't see the stupid thing. Okay, 10. Okay. 20 for the building, or 10 for the building, 20 for the teleporter. wrong thing. Alright, so 97%. 98, 99. And do the same thing for power here. Yeah, if I can get like 98%, I'm happy with that. Alright, 99 will work. Oh, same deal, just switch over to my pipe. Drop it there. Move my character. Switch over to wire. Alright. So that should hopefully read 99%. Yep, good enough. Because you can get 100, but it gets maddening after a while. Because it's such a small area. I'm just going to glitch a wall there. I'm not going to worry about rotating it or anything, so let's do that. And that. Now my power is going to be all set. I will leave that wire there just in case I need to use it later on. I don't think I'm going to be expanding my base, so... Alright, and... what am I... I'm looking for my ship. There we go. So that's how far... 229... I kind of wish I would have marked that gas. I keep kind of losing track of where it is. There it is. Start building towards that, but at the same time I kind of want to head that way from my base, so that way it's a straight shot of walls. Let me check that too. 25 walls, I should be good. I don't have to expand that out very far though, so not too worried. I was gonna say it's only like 100 units away, so. Alright. Same deal. Just kind of walk forward until I can't anymore. And drag my wall back. Alright, so that'd be my starting point. And do the same thing again. Should be right in that area. Alright, so it's only a C class, so 40 is going to be my maximum. I'll just do the same thing. Just gonna build the metal plating. I meant to grab it when I went back towards my base. Alright, so just... I always do this ahead of time just to make sure it lines up right. There have been times where it's been off by like by 1 point, so just copy that. Again, I'm not going to worry about flipping anything around or anything like that. We can build one of these extractors. Oops. Don't want to build that. Want the extractor. Now I can't glitch. There we go. And I'm not going to need to expand on that at all, so take that wire out. That one's done. Yeah, I don't need to mark this. And back towards my ship. This one I do have to expand a little bit too. I'm glad I have a couple shields on me now. At least my stuff doesn't break right away. Refill that though. Yeah, it looks like I'll be able to build all the way, well, pretty close. Yeah, I was gonna say that shouldn't wear out anytime. Because I can't see my marker. I forget that my ship was my marker. Alright, so there's that one. Not marking the target. Alright. Being a pain. So I'm just going to toss that there. And hopefully it'll let me build. I'll probably have to move my ship. Percentages look bad. Alright, I'm gonna move my ship. So I'm just gonna toss that over here somewhere. Alright. Refill this thing again.
Technology recharge.
At the same time, up in here, transfer some of, yeah. Oh wait a second. Okay, yeah, transfer some of that metal plating over. Yeah, I just happen to notice my launch thruster is still back down to 20. I just used up 80% moving my ship here. That seems way too high. I don't know, because I only use like 20% when I take off, so I probably shouldn't be doing that. I just happened to notice that when I looked at my menu, I thought I was reading things completely wrong or something. So I bring over, how many of those? 30 of them. That should be able to get me through this. So I don't want to be doing that. I figured I'd only use up, like 20%. Could have sworn I had a wire there. My wire disappeared? And there's no wire here. What the heck? Oh, I never made it because I couldn't build close enough. That's right. That's right. Alright, so build this out further. Thinking the game was really messing with me. Alright, so build that. This one's probably gonna end up glitching in backwards, but that's alright. Nobody's gonna see it, so. $59. Good enough. And should be that wall there. Copy that one. And glitch in my extractor. Alright. That one's done. See if I can change the color on it and have it stay. It'll probably go back to the original color though. Grab more of this though. I need to be able to build 4 silos. Which I should have enough for. Oh, only 3. What am I missing? Okay, so I will have to build 3 more. I'll do that over there though. Alright. So those are all in place now. Now one thing I could do, which I think I will, I'm just gonna run a wire between these two. Actually, I don't have a marker for that though. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Head in this direction a little bit. See if I can run a wire right between these two. It might not work. Actually, no. Can I build here? Okay, I can. I just want to make sure it's in a buildable area. Yeah, this is not a buildable area. So my wire would have broken. You know, I would have been able to run the wire and it would have looked fine, but it would have been broken right here. So what I'm going to have to do is build from my structure out to my refiners, just to play it safe. So I'll make my way over here, get my structure put in, and then I'll run my wires to it. And I always leave my base computer in place until I'm done. I've heard of people having incidences with it, kind of doing funny stuff, so I always leave it in place until I need to move it. So I'm just going to do a basic setup like I did with my other bases. Oops, not this though. Yeah, I want it to be off the ground, but I don't want it to be up in the air too much, so. Because, again, this is a base that I'm just going to run into and warp out of, so I'm not looking to do anything fancy with it. But one thing I am going to do is I'm going to get my floor in place. I can glitch it in. This doesn't have to be like perfectly done or anything. I just do it like this because I'm so used to doing it this way. Don't need that there. Move that out. Move this one out. Get rid of that. Put down my little building. And toss on my door. Oh, pure ferrite for that. What about the other door? Alright. Oh. Guess I got the right storage. No, I don't have the right storage container. I need 40 for that, so I'm just going to toss 20 magnetized ferrite. That's why it's good to have the magnetized. You can make pure ferrite in no time. Toss my door on. Actually, I do want to move that floor in. I didn't realize I had it sticking out quite that far. Yeah, I just like to have a little platform to kind of walk out on. Makes getting in and out easier. I might as well build my silos while I'm here. So, do that. All I'm going to do is take my pallet, if I can find it. Just shrink it down. I just like using the pallets because it's easier to kind of measure stuff. So, build 2 of those. Build a 3rd one. Don't need those ones anymore. Now this. Again, I got to. I still have to build more metal plating. So I'm gonna put that in my cache. Build one of those. Just move it right down here. 2, 3. I need 3 more metal plating. Oh, actually, I only need 3 silos. Why do I think I have 4? Oh, I'm gonna need a couple for my teleporter. That's why. So I'm gonna have paraffinium there. Nitrogen over here. And silver in the back. And can I build? looking for... Can I build one of these? Can I build two of these, actually? Alright, so... One thing that bothers me is when floors stick up a little too high there. You know what? It's not gonna matter. Can I... Yeah, all of this takes care of that, right? Doesn't it? Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of a way that I can nudge that floor down. Alright. Actually, just toss like that much in there. Try to make that look a little bit better. That should be more than enough. Alright. Get around that. What you do is you want to build up 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I might end up losing my door in this. I'll go up 5. Come down a wall. And come down a short wall. And put your floor in. Yeah. And you can see now my floor is hidden underneath the floor of the building. So I just dropped it down a floor width. And then just take those out of there. Alright. It just makes it look a little cleaner. So that's how you can drop a floor. Actually, I gotta check that. Alright. And these 3 corners, I'm just going to drop it down a little bit, just so I have an easy way to hide my pipe and wire. I don't want to go too deep either. I don't want to chance them overlapping. I thought I might have to move my computer, but it should be fine where it is. Okay. Oh wait, I have this side. Oh, I got the wrong thing, don't I? Yeah, one of those I don't have to do. I don't have to do that back side. Easy fix. I'm so used to having 2 silos on the back and 1 in the front. I used to have them 2 in the front. Alright, so restore that ground. I always make sure I restore it. Alright, so those will be all set. And I just want to see if I can throw in this thing, my teleporter. Alright. Should be good there. Alright. Have to stretch that stuff out too. I do want to check, make sure I have enough stuff on me to build pipe though. Doing this the difficult way. Okay, so I can build 10 pipes. I do want to grab ferrite dust and carbon though.
Technology recharge.
Just in case I don't have enough for pipe. I think it's going to be ferrite dust that's kind of holding me back, actually. So, get rid of that. Bring in my other storage container. That should give me plenty. Oops. Oh, I don't really need it there. Okay, and give me 24 pipes should be enough. I should build a save as well. I do like to make manual saves when I do this stuff. I need a jelly. Come on. Let's see. Build a jelly. Alright, toss down this save button. I'll stick it here for now. I just remember there's curious deposits here. It looks like that's pretty far away. I almost wonder if I can use that deposit or something. Of course, I don't remember where they are. No, they're on this side of the silver. I just wonder if maybe I can do something with a short-range teleporter. I think it's probably going to be too far away, though. Probably show up when I get over towards the silver. Alright, that might be something I can look to add later on. Okay, I want to find my power again. That's my silver, that's there. Power is right there. See, it's easier when I actually have beacons everywhere. I can actually see what I'm trying to connect to. Alright, so grab my wire. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it right in this hole and come up. Alright. So power's all set now. With each one of my mines, I'll just run power right to the building. So I'll probably just use the camera glitch as opposed to running back and forth. So do this. Find my base. So I will have to terminate my wires in between because you can only stretch 200 units. So I just want to see how far I can actually get this. Alright, still green. Alright, now it's too long, so I'll just back up a little. Terminate there. Reconnect right away. If you don't connect right away, sometimes the game will not recognize that there's a wire there. So run that there. Alright, so that's good. And while I'm here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually connect my pipe as well. So I'll take my pipe, bring it down here, connect again. And just, I'm actually going to jump out of camera mode. Now my connection's too long, so I'll just step it back until it will let me build. Oh. I just want to make sure I don't hit the, alright, so I can build all the way to here before I have to change that. So I'm actually going to back it up just a little bit to hide it a little. Connect again, leave camera mode, go back into it, and make my termination. There. It just saves you from having to run back and forth constantly. But before I do that, I do want to run back just to verify everything's connected. So that one looks good. And just do a quick save. And I'll do the same thing with my gas. Over there. Nope, it's not that one. It's this one. I'll go over here. Try to get like right around halfway there. Yeah, right around here. Go all the way back to my base. One more. I'll do the same thing. I'll just drop my power down here, connect again. Now I'll just go straight to my character. I just want to make sure I don't click off the wire when I do that. Just stretch as far as I can. It shouldn't be very, very far. There we go. Click the wire again. Then I can leave camera mode. Just walk out here a little bit. And just keep stretching until I get to my extractor. I might have to make another termination. I can't remember how far away this actually is. But nope, I should be good. Now I'm going to switch back to my pipe. Connect my pipe. And I'm just going to leave camera mode. Drag that pipe right with me. And with this one, because it is going into a hill like that, I do want to try to hide it. So I will... Oh, connection's already too long, so that's alright. I was going to say I want to try to bury that pipe a little bit. That was stretched further than I thought. Alright. So... yeah, sometimes if you don't connect your pipe right away, that little marker will disappear. They've gotten better at it though, looks like. Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of walk my way back. I'm gonna end up flying back here anyway, so... what I'm gonna do is I know I'm gonna run out of room there, so I'm just gonna put my pipe here. And then here, and up into my silo. Just double check. Nitrogen looks good. And do a save. Now for the long stretch. It's not that one. That one. 700 units. Alright, so I'm going to mark that so I can just see it easily. And I didn't realize, I probably should have put my silo on that side, but it's not a big deal. I'm just going to do the same thing. Run my wire down here. Connect. And with this one, because it is so far away, I'm just going to walk it out. Because I'm going to have to have a couple different wire connections. What I want to try to do is avoid putting the wire up in the air. The same thing with the pipe. I'm going to have... Okay, that ran out perfect. I was going to say, I look for like a little valley or a hole that I can use typically. And you see how my... the little thing on the shoulder, how it turns red? That means that's kind of a barrier. So I want to make sure it's green before I try to build. That's why it's important to stay kind of, you know, how I keep saying to use your center wall as a guide. Because if I come over here, eventually this will turn red. I think it only gives you like 50 units to mess around with. Yeah, if I go into camera mode, maybe. Oh, it's still green. Well, sometimes it'll turn red on you, and you won't realize that you'll have everything connected, and come to find out your power wire isn't in a buildable area. So, yeah, long runs like this, I like to walk out just so I know everything looks all right. So I'll just terminate right here. I'll have to do another one. Sometimes I like to use little ditches like that, like this, to hide my wires and pipe. Sometimes they're useful. Especially if they're at a base that you know people are going to visit, I always try to hide them. I'm going to have to... Yep, I was going to say I'm going to run out of wire again. This should be the last stretch. Yeah, anything that's over like 400 units, I like to actually walk out a wire and pipe, just so I know nothing gets missed. Alright, now I'll switch over to my pipe, and go do the same thing. If I can, I like to make sure they're kind of right next to each other. That's why I use the middle wall as a guide. Because if, you know, for some reason, like my piping isn't working right, I can always follow my wire and know that there's a connection right next to them, you know. Or if I bury them, I bury everything in the same hole. That way. See, like, this is what I'm trying to avoid, is having my wire up in the air like that. But nobody's ever going to see that. So, I'm not super worried. I'm a perfectionist on a lot of things, but some of this stuff I don't bother doing sometimes. Except for, like, pipe, I make sure to always get low, because There's nothing worse than seeing just a bunch of pipes up in the air. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to stay right on my base computer when I run this last thing. Use it as a guide. And I should be able to get on the other side of this hill before I have to terminate that. No, maybe not. Connection's too long. So I'll just go right into the side of this. If I want to be really picky, which I will be right now, I'll do another one there. I just have to remember that I'm putting this on the left-hand side of the building, not the right hand. Alright. So, we'll put that there. There. And run in and just verify everything's connected. Alright, everything looks good. Alright, so I'm gonna go back out to that silver. Yeah, see, you can't really notice that, and the wire is the only thing you actually really see, but I'm not too worried about it. I go out here. I know there's a curious deposit over here somewhere. I was thinking maybe it'd be close enough that I could use a short-range teleporter to get to, but it looks like it's going to be too far out of the way. I'm not sure exactly where it was. There it is over there. Yeah, that's going to be too far away. You can set up a teleport bridge where you can go from your building out like 600 units and then keep going back and forth, and it'll keep regenerating over and over. If this was my only source of curious deposits, I might do that, but right now, because I have my other base, it's just not worth doing. So I'm gonna go delete all these walls now. Make sure I actually have room for some of this stuff. I'm just gonna delete that thing. It's taking up room. That thing's full. So delete that. Because I'm gonna end up with a couple stacks of carbon probably. All these walls. And I'm gonna want to delete my beacons as well. That way I can use them again somewhere else. Alright. I'll just go through and start deleting stuff. Again, just want to be careful you don't delete any wires or pipe when you're doing this. You are using that center wall as kind of a marking point, so sometimes your sometimes your pipe and wire will actually be right in the middle of those walls. You just want to make sure you don't accidentally click on them. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll go ahead a little bit, and I'll go into my build camera, and just come back. That way I can grab the ones behind me. And I know that there's going to be 3 of them in a row, so I can pretty easily keep track. Yeah, you see how there's a wire right there. You don't want to accidentally click on that. Make sure you click on the wall. Then I'll just use the little camera glitch thing. We don't have to keep running around. I can just do it this way. Yeah, you see how your pipe kind of fades in and out sometimes? It's like one of the weird rendering things. That's been happening for quite a while. I should have another wall on. There it is. So, yeah, this is how I've been doing this for quite a while. I've done a lot of really big farms like this. Well, a lot bigger than this, but I have some pretty crazy pipe and wire runs. I pretty much do it all the same way. Yeah, you see how that disappears in and out? It'll mess with you. It's an easy way to accidentally delete something you don't mean to delete. As long as you look at where it says target part, timber wall, you're fine. If you see anything else, don't click it. Alright. So that side is done. I'm just gotta go to the other two supply runs. Game's giving me all the upgrades I really don't want, or, you know, that I don't really need. You know, I could definitely use life support and mining laser. Getting all the other stuff like underwater protection. Get this one out of the way. There's a few damaged machineries around here too, so I'm gonna grab those. Oh, gotta run there anyway. Yeah, you notice you didn't see that much pipe or wire on this run, because I had them, they were either buried in the ground or they were really close to it. Oh, I already got that one. Alright. So that one's done. I'll head over to the last one. Yeah, if I tried to stretch a wire between the gas and the paraffinium, I would have had a power issue. So I could have stretched my boundary a little bit this way, you know, stretch it out more and just connect them. It would have worked fine. But it just would have taken more time. So get that one out of there. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't really have to stretch much for this one. Alright. And I'm just going to get rid of that wire because I won't need it. That base is pretty much done. I think all I have to do is add in a storage container, and I should be all set. Want to fill these in. Storage container 0. And grab my base computer. It's nice that we can finally move our base computers. It's been pretty handy. And just stick that right there. And just make this one purple. That's like my main objective of this base. And go and give it a name. Para Silver. Para Silver Nitro. Little screenshot. Alright, and that one is done. See what we got for hours here, so. Alright, 270 an hour, 245 an hour, so I'll have to swing by later on today, pick up this stuff, and that'll get me started on some stuff. I'm just gonna head back to my base, and I gotta get hopping off here. And back here. And I think I probably have some frost crystal that I can actually get picked too. So I try to stay on top of that. I'll grab that out of there. I don't know if I can plant more of it. I probably have to get dioxide out of my container. Yep, that's what I thought. So I'm just gonna grab dioxide. Let's grab a stack of it. And that way I can get a few more. I need to start making glass as well. I think I'm gonna stop right there though. I don't think I can build these yet. Oh, actually I can get a little bit. Toss in a few of these. I'll just do. Come on, plant it. There we go. That way I can still plant one more plant in there, but do that next time. Alright, and I want to put that dioxide back in. Now I'm just going to go check. That dioxide shouldn't land in here. But it did. Alright, so I got to manually move that over. I was hoping it wouldn't do that. Wrong side. See, that should have gone directly into that storage container. Now, sometimes things do weird stuff like that. Oh, and some of these I only put in one of them just as like a placeholder where I want to put things. So that's why it looks kind of funny. Alright, I'm going to head on out for now. I'll probably be back later today. That way I can go get that paraffinium, get that ship repaired. I do want to get out of the system though. I need to find that activated copper. It's not like a major deal, but I'd rather get the ship repaired before I actually start flying it. But you gotta remember to hit these too. So I should have 4 there, and then for some reason these are still giving too many things. So I'm trying not to, you know, exploit anything. Move that antimatter over, and move those into the storage container also. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for swinging in. Take care.